Hello everyone, my name is Hannah. Welcome to a new video. Today's video is going to be a weekend of reading where my best friend Rachel controls my life, basically. So I've seen all these videos of like Instagram controls my life, and I like those videos, but I kind of just wanted to give like one person the ability to make all my decisions for me. And Rachel is doing a 24 and 48 hour readathon today, and I am joining her. I'm going to attempt to get to 24 hours of reading, but I have people over this weekend, and I have I have DD for my husband and his friends. So I have some responsibilities this weekend. So I don't know that I'll be able to get to 24 hours, but basically I'm just going to spend the whole weekend reading, and I'm giving Rachel free reign to control my life. The first decision that I asked her to make for me was which Bat Boy shirt to wear, and she chose Azrael, so that is what I'm wearing. And I also asked her to pick my Starbucks order. I didn't give any options for this one. I just said pick a drink, whatever drink you want me to drink. And she picked a pumpkin cream cold brew, which I love. I'm gonna go get that in a little bit here. And then I gave her an option from all my books on my TBR, not all of them, but books that I want to read this weekend, and told her to pick my first book. And she chose The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz, which is a thriller. And I think that's perfect for a 24-hour readathon because, first of all, thrillers are just very quick and addicting to read. But I also have the audiobook for this one, so I'm really excited for that. And it's pretty short. It's only 300 pages. So I'm going to go start this, and we're going to start this Rachel Controls My Weekend vlog. So I need to go get my pumpkin cream cold brew, so says the queen, Rachel herself, and then I'm going to start the writing retreat, and I will check in when I get maybe 100 pages in, or maybe halfway. We'll see, but I'll check in a second here. So let's cut to that. I literally sat down to start the writing retreat, and I open up Scribd, and because I had the audiobook saved there, and they're like, just kidding, you can't get this until October because you've reached your monthly limit. And I'm like, I literally read 2 books on there. 2 books, and you advertise as being like, oh, you can read unlimited audiobooks. I read Local Woman Missing and The Assistant to the Villain. Those were the 2 books I read. Scribd, what the heck? That is frustrating. You cannot say oh, you get unlimited audiobooks, and then someone reads 2 and they're like, that's enough. That's enough. That's just I'm so annoyed. So anyways, I'm gonna go on Audible and buy the audiobook, even though I don't want to buy it because I know I'm only gonna read this book one time. Whatever. I need the audiobook, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just so frustrated. Okay, it is about 2 p.m. right now, and I started the writing retreat. I got the audiobook, and I'm about 200 pages into it right now, 210. And at first, I was like, this is kind of boring. The whole setup is interesting because they go on this writing retreat. It's these aspiring authors, and they go to this writing retreat with this really famous, well-known author. Basically, if they win this writing retreat, they will get their book published and get a huge advance and stuff. And she has them do all this weird stuff. It's almost like a reality show, but it's not being filmed for TV at all. And the house that it takes place at is kind of creepy. It has this weird haunted story going along with it, and so it's is it actually haunted or is it not? And that setup is interesting because they're in this secluded haunted mansion, and they got this creepy author that's like helping them with their stories and stuff, and they're all like kind of competing against each other, but they're also trying to help each other. So it's a good setup. But like for the first, like, I want to say like 150, 175 pages, it just, like, nothing was really going on. It was just, I don't know, there wasn't a lot going on. And so I was like, ah, this is kind of boring. But now shit is starting to hit the fan, and it's starting to get kind of creepy, and I'm intrigued now. So I'm definitely excited to like see how this is going to end, because things are happening finally. I have to go DD for my husband and his friends, so I've got a lot of driving ahead of me right now, but I'm just gonna pop in my headphones and listen to the audiobook. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can finish this by the time that I get home, because I think I have a little less than an hour and a half left of the audiobook. And then I will have to ask darling Rachel what I will be reading next. And I also think I want to stop at McDonald's after I drop the boys off. So I'm gonna ask her what I'm gonna get for lunch. So I'm gonna actually go ask her that now so that I can get it while I'm out. And then I'll come back after I get home and tell you my final thoughts on the writing retreat, because hopefully I will have finished it by then and Rachel can pick my next read. Okay, car update. I just dropped off Brandon and his friends, so I've got to drive home now. I did talk to Rachel, and she chose my McDonald's order. So I got chicken nuggets and fries and a Diet Coke. Oh, it's so good. So I'm gonna eat that now before I drive home. I've got about a half-hour drive back home. And I did finish the writing retreat. I'm not going to hold it up because you know what it looks like, but I did finish the writing retreat. I don't know if I liked it. It was like crazy. The ending, like the whole last 100 pages were pretty bonkers. Like they were pretty wild. But I don't know if I liked that. I'm not sure if I was a fan. I think I'm going to give that one like a 2.5 rating. I don't know. I just don't think that one was for me. I didn't like it very much. And I didn't like the main character. Not that you're supposed to like the main character of a thriller, because usually they're all kind of like unhinged and unlikable. But yeah, her thought process, I was like, it's a no for me. But I asked Rachel what I should pick up next, and she said The Ballad of Never After, which I'm really excited about because I am loving my reread of that. But I also said I'm picking that up when I get home, but I have my drive home. So pick an audiobook that I have. And I gave her a bunch of audiobook options. And she chose Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney, which is another thriller, which I'm really excited to read because, again, like I said, thrillers, like, and the audiobook, I have the audiobook from my library. They just go by really fast. They're so quick to consume. Like, I read the writing retreat all today, and it didn't even feel like I read a whole book. Like, I was just flying through it, even though I wasn't particularly enjoying that one. But yeah, I'm going to listen to the audiobook of Daisy Darker, and then I have to go back in to pick up the boys. So it'll be like an hour that I'll be able to listen to the audiobook. So those are the reading plans for right now. So I'm going to go home. Well, I'm going to finish my McDonald's, and then I'm going to hop on some reading sprints and get some reading done. And I'll be reading The Ballad of Never After for that. And then I'll probably check in probably before I have to go pick up Brandon and his friends, and tell you like how far I got into Ballad of Never After and like what my thoughts are on Daisy Darker. I just got home and I wanted to open this box because I know it's a Pango order. I did listen to Daisy Darker on the way home, and I'm only like 5% in right now, so I'm really liking the writing though, so I think I'm gonna like it. So that's good at least. But yeah, I'm not far in enough to give like a good synopsis because I like literally don't even know what it's about. Okay, so my Pango order is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I just got the audiobook from my library. I haven't read this yet. I have not heard the greatest things about it, but I really love the Folk of the Air series, so I do want to read this one. I think if I go in with lower expectations, maybe I will like it a lot more. So, but yeah, I got that. So that's an option. I'll let Rachel know that this is an option eventually for this 24-hour readathon. But yeah, I just wanted to unbox that and tell you that so far I'm liking Daisy Darker. I'm going to go read The Ballad of Never After now, so I'll pick up or I'll listen to Daisy Darker later.
Ooh. All right, I'll try to look like
beep, beep, beep.
I'm reading. Not Rachel reading. Now. Oh, you have a peace sign up. I thought Rachel was reading like.
Oh my god.
I want to do a hand heart, but I'm holding tea.
I have tea too.
Contest using this camera.
I have tea too.
Oh, you little cheeky Brits. Wow. Having tea. Stunning.
Mine's still too hot to drink though.
Stunning. Today.
All right, it's been a while since my last check-in. I've got my cup of tea here and I made it quite a bit further into Daisy Darker. I think I'm like 35% of the way through it. And I'm really loving it. It's really good. It is reminding me of Knives Out and Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, because basically this woman, Beatrice Darker, so Daisy Darker is the main character, her grandmother invites like their whole family to her house that they call Sea Glass. It's like a house on the cliff. And she's gonna read like her last will and testament because she thinks she's gonna die like on her 80th birthday. She went and saw like a psychic or something that said that her 80th birthday would be her last. And so she reads them like her will, and basically she doesn't give any of her children like anything really, and like her kids are really ungrateful and they're always asking her for money because she is a children's book illustrator and like has like made a lot of money from that. And so that's where I get like the Knives Out aspect, is that there's these like ungrateful children that are wanting this inheritance from this like wealthy older person, and then that wealthy older person dies and you're trying to figure out, okay, who could have been responsible for it, because she kind of pissed off a bunch of them. And then the And Then There Were None aspect is that they're like on this secluded island and they're stuck there until low tide, which is in the morning, and it's basically just them on this island, and the grandmother like dies and they find her body, and then they each start getting like picked off one by one, and there's like this like children's book rhyme that's like telling them basically how they're gonna die, and then it's like starting to happen. So it's very interesting and I'm really liking it. I think I just really like Alice Feeney's writing and I like her thrillers, because I read Rock Paper Scissors whenever that one came out. Was that last year or 2021? But I didn't read, I think it was 2021, because Daisy Darker came out last year and I didn't read that one yet. So I'm reading it now. And then I know she has a new thriller called Good Bad Girl that just recently came out. So I definitely want to read that one soon, because I am really liking this one. I know I keep saying really, but I'm trying to emphasize that I'm having a good time. So now, per Rachel's commands, I am reading The Ballad of Never After. I'm on page 143 right now. So I think I've read probably like only 30 pages since I started reading this book today, but I'm gonna go read it now for a bit. We're on private sprints right now, just like all reading, doing our own thing. And so I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna try, my goal is to get to like the 200 page mark maybe before I go to bed tonight, because it's 9:30 already and I am kind of tired already. So I'm gonna hope to get to the 200 page mark, and then I'm gonna ask Rachel which of those two books I should continue tomorrow, like which should be the first one I pick up tomorrow. So I'm gonna go read this. I'm gonna go hop on sprints. I mean, I'm on sprints, but I'm gonna go read is basically what I'm trying to say, and finish my cup of tea. Maybe I'll do a face mask later. Oh, I could have Rachel pick out my face mask because I got a bunch of different ones that she could choose from. I'll do that. So I'll check in when I do that. All right, good morning. It is Sunday now. Last night I was on private sprints with the girlies and I got a little bit farther into The Ballad of Never After. I did make it to the 200 page mark before going to bed. So I'm on page 202 now. So I'm about halfway and yeah, I'm just having a really good time. I feel like I'm enjoying this so much more now that I'm reading it physically versus when I read it last year. I read it on audio and I don't know. I think the audio just took a lot of enjoyment out of it and made Evangeline even more annoying. Like, she still does things in this where I'm like, girl, what are you doing? But it doesn't annoy me as much as it did the first time I read it because, I don't know, maybe I just like understand her better now. I'm not quite sure, but I'm having way more fun reading this on my reread than I did when I first read it because I think the first time I read it, I gave it 3 stars. But yeah, I did message Rachel and ask her what book I should start with this morning, and she said whatever book that I'm like furthest into. And so I am halfway through The Ballad of Never After and I'm 35% of the way through Daisy Darker. So I'm going to be reading this one. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it today. I mean, I could certainly try because like I've got about 200 pages left, so I could try. But I might want to try to switch and finish Daisy Darker because I'm really enjoying that one. And I also had Rachel pick my outfit again, and I just gave her 2 shirt options today. It was this one or my Blossom and Book Hunt Athalar shirt, and she chose the Hogwarts shirt, so that's what I'm wearing. I didn't do a face mask last night, so maybe I will still do one of those today, and I'll send the like options to Rachel to have her pick that. Yeah, I'm gonna go sit down on the couch now and read for a bit. I'm gonna go read this. Okay, I just finished The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, and I loved this so much more on the reread. And I think it's because of the audiobook. So if you read this series on audio and you didn't like it, especially if you didn't like Evangeline, I would recommend rereading it physically because it's just so much better. Like, I think I gave this 3 stars when I read it last time, and I'm gonna give it 4.5 this time. I don't know. I actually didn't find Evangeline that annoying in this. I was like, what was I so frustrated with her about last time? Like, I don't know. She just made more sense to me this time. And then of course Jax. I love Jax. He's like the thing I love most about this series, and like the writing is really good. There's so many good quotes that I tabbed. The ambiance and the atmosphere and the whimsy of this story, I really loved it. And I honestly forgot how like tragic the last 50 pages were, and I'm so excited for A Curse of True Love, or A Curse for True Love, which comes out at the end of October. I think October 24th. I might have made that up, but yeah, I really loved this, so I'm happy about that. So I've officially finished that. I planned my next week in my planner, and I messaged Rachel and I told her that I finished my book like a good noodle, and I asked her what my next game plan should be, if I should take a break from reading and watch a couple episodes of Once Upon a Time, or if I should just have a quick snack and then dive into the audio for Daisy Darker. And she said, take a little break, watch some episodes, and then read Daisy Darker. So that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna go watch like 2 episodes of Once Upon a Time, 2 or 3. And then after that, I will try to finish Daisy Darker. So those are the plans. Let's go do those things, and I will check in probably once I read more of Daisy Darker. Alright everyone, I am here to wrap up this video. So I did finish Daisy Darker Sunday night, so within the 48-hour period. I know I said that it was like a 24 and 48-hour readathon, but I honestly have no idea how many hours I read over the weekend. I could try to calculate it based on like my audiobook listening, and like if I actually try to think about how long I was reading Ballad of Never After for. I don't think I got to 24 hours though, I will say that. It's probably like maybe more like 12. So I don't know. I'd have to calculate it out, but I totally did not keep track of that. But I read 3 books over the weekend, and I'm quite happy about that. Like I said, finished Daisy Darker, and I really loved that one. It's basically if Knives Out and Then There Were None by Agatha Christie came together and had a book, baby, it would be this book. I love both of those things, so it was just an absolute hit for me. I really liked it. It's the perfect like Halloween thriller. It's literally set on Halloween and All Hallows Eve, so it's like the setting is great, and it's creepy and spooky, and there's the mystery aspect to it, and there's murder and mayhem. It's just great. I really liked the mystery of it and trying to figure out like who was behind everything and like what was going on, and like you're getting some snippets from the past. I just really liked all of the mystery and suspense that went to that, and like I really liked the rhyme, like the nursery rhyme almost, but it wasn't nursery rhymes. It was a play on the fact that the grandmother was a children's book illustrator, and she ended up writing her own children's book and selling her own children's book that was like based off of Daisy Darker, and it's like a children's book rhyme. And so like the way that And Then There Were None influence was like this children's book rhyming, basically telling them like how and why they were gonna die and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just really liked that. So I think I'm gonna end up giving Daisy Darker 4 stars, and I definitely want to read more from Alice Feeney. And I had the best time rereading The Ballad of Never After, and even though I didn't really like the writing retreat, I'm still really glad that I read it, because like thrillers for me they just go by so fast. So it's like, even if I didn't like it, it didn't feel like a waste of time, I guess. Like, I'm still glad that I read that one. And it was just fun to keep like asking Rachel to make my decisions for me. So thank you so much, Rachel, for making all my decisions over the weekend. Make sure you go subscribe to her channel. I don't know why you wouldn't be already. I literally talk about her all the time. She's incredible. So if you haven't for some reason, go do that right now. I'll have her channel and stuff linked down below, but yeah. This was so much fun, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, you can let me know by liking and subscribing down below. And if you want to let me know that you made it to the end of this video, you can leave the raven emoji down in the comments down below, for Rachel, of course. And thank you again so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye. Here we are.
Italian stallion.
Oh my god, look how cute you are.
He's definitely not
Adorable. Oh my, the flop factor, please.
Obsessed.
Obsessed.
Oh, no.
Hey, leave it upstairs.
Who just got in trouble for filming? Oh! Okay, we need to go. Bye.